107.
It is time at Rock 107. It's Prospector Show. Kate, we are giving away something amazing right here.
Oh, yes, we are. A pair of tickets to see Iron Maiden, the Future Past tour, coming to Philadelphia's Wells Fargo Center Friday, November 1st.
Put them in the Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden? Excellent!
That's right. Your chance to go see Maiden with replay Tight Ends, the game where we take the very tightest little last second of a song or so, and you have to guess what it is. So the game works like this. I'll take a song you know and love, play just the end of it, like this one. And that's a little long.
I know, that one does feel really long.
That's a little long. So that's 3 seconds. Did you know it?
For those about to rock.
This one's a little shorter. Pay attention. Iron Maiden tickets on the line. Here is today's Tight End song. Do you know that one?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Doesn't matter, though. I can't win.
That's true. You can't win. We have tickets for those who can, though. Here is, one more time, the Tight End song. Get on the rock lines right now. 1-888-ROCK-107. 1-888-762-5107. If you caller 17 correctly identify today's Tight End song, win the tickets to see Maiden from Rock 107. Kate, we got tickets to something cool.
Oh, yes, we do. We have tickets to see Iron Maiden, the Future Past tour, coming to Wells Fargo Friday, November 1st.
Put them in the Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden? Excellent!
Rock 107 can hook you up if you know the song, today's Tight End song. Rock 107, do you know today's Tight End song?
I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett.
Yeah, absolutely. Who's this?
Don?
You are going to see Iron Maiden. Congrats to your winner from Rock 107.
Yes, brother, thank you.
Rock 107's Tight End song, the way it should be heard in its entirety. Joan Jett, I Love Rock and Roll, Rock 107. Friday morning, it's the Prospector Show on Rock 107. Good morning, I'm Prospector.
Good morning, I'm Kate.
And Kate, we're going to start off this Friday morning since the weekend's coming. People are going to be with each other a little bit more by digging into each other's psyches.
I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, so we're going to get into the men and we're going to get into the ladies, too.
Let's start with the women.
All right.
And now it's time for another episode of 1 Minute Inside a Woman's Head.
Well, I didn't win the Powerball. Wasted $60 on tickets. But hey, I matched 2 numbers and the Powerball on 1 ticket. I won $7. Well, really, I lost $53. What was I thinking? Yeah, I was going to win the lottery. I've got better chances of getting struck by lightning twice. Great, now I'll be worried about getting struck by lightning next time it rains instead of spending my millions, living in a beach house, paying someone to get struck by lightning. Wait, why would I pay someone to get struck by lightning? Oh, what the hell? If I won the lottery, I could afford it. I could also afford to pay off my student loans, the house, the credit cards, and maybe retire someday.
And that was another episode of 1 Minute Inside a Woman's Head.
Now, if you hear that, you think, well, what's wrong with Rock 107's Prospector? Does he hate women? Is he making fun of people? What's wrong with him?
You don't hate women.
No, I am making fun of people.
Yeah.
But I'm going to make fun of everybody. We're going to do it to everybody, right?
Should we do it to the men?
Absolutely, after the break. Good morning. It's Prospector Show on Rock 107. And Kate, just before the commercials, we did something really cool.
Spent about a minute in a woman's head.
Right. She was thinking about the lottery, but she's not the only one who's thinking about that. We got to flip that coin. Get the other side.
Yeah, the men are thinking about it, too.
Jazz for a short bit.
And now it's time for another episode of A Few Seconds Inside a Man's Head.
Well, I didn't win the lottery. 12 tickets and I got one lousy number. The least they could do is give us some eye candy to look at as a count the money I wasted on tickets. I mean, I'm used to having women around as my wallet's drained, right?
And that was another episode of A Few Seconds Inside a Man's Head.
Life's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
100% chance this becomes a movie. Back in 1999, a guy in Brazil was shot dead at a bar over a $30 debt. And now his killer is finally behind bars, all because the guy's daughter vowed to avenge his death. She was 10 when he died. The killer was originally caught and sentenced in 2013 to 12 years of prison, but he was out on parole while appealing it and disappeared. She went to school to become a lawyer, then quit her job 2 years ago to become a homicide cop, and 25 years after her dad's death, she just caught the guy. She made sure she was at the station when they brought him in so she could tell him she was the one who tracked him down.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
Friday morning, it's Prospector Show on Rock 107. Good morning, I'm Prospector.
Good morning, I'm Kate.
And I think it is time, Kate, for your favorite part of any Friday morning.
Oh, no.
A time for the visit from the epitome of masculinity, at least in his own mind.
Hey, Mr. Manly here with lesson number 623 in How to Be Manly. Boy, howdy, do I like to check out the fall foliage. In years past, I'd take it in by going to Ricketts Glen or out to the Poconos like Jim Thorpe or something. And they're all excellent choices, but this year, I wanted to enjoy it by myself without hearing other people that don't know the difference between a maple or an oak talking about the leaves. And I was fortunate because a friend of mine has some acreage in Wyoming County and was going to be away. So he offered his cabin for a few days. It was gorgeous, breathtaking, really. And to think, I had it all to myself for 3 days. I headed to the woods and trails to take in all the beauty. It was so peaceful, and all you could hear were the occasional squirrels running through the leaves, deer alongside a pond getting a drink, and geese flying overhead. But suddenly I heard something else rustling. It was a woman setting up a campsite. Knowing she was trespassing, I thought I should look into the situation. And as I got closer, I was happy I looked because she was stunning. Honestly, she could be a model for Eddie Bauer. She had the outdoor look with all the proper accessories. I approached her and said, "You're on private property." She said, "Really? I thought it was game land." Thinking to myself, I wouldn't mind checking out her game land. I said, "Well, what are your intentions?" She said she was planning on building a campfire, taking a dip in the pond, and communing with nature. What are your plans? Thinking quickly, I said, "Ditto, but my campsite is far from here." She said, "Since I'm on your property, why don't we have dinner together?" I said, "Sure, as long as it's not too much of a bother." She told me not at all, and she appreciates people that enjoy the wildlife, pitching a tent, and admiring the beauty. Well, I knew I could satisfy all of the above and do so in a manly manner. If you ever find yourself in a similar situation, follow along in your manly manual, page number 623, and repeat after me. Number 1, you like the wildlife? Check this out. It's wild and full of life. Number 2, hey, look right here. Can't you see? I'm pitching a tent. Number 3, I admire your beauty. Now, how about you admire this beauty? Soon after, as she grabs you by your admiring beauty that's no longer able to pitch a tent and discards it into the wildlife, you'll realize just what kind of man you really are. Until next time, this is Mr. Manly saying be manly and good day.
Talk about having your heart ripped apart, man. It's the Prospector Show on Rock 107. Kate, do you like baseball?
I do.
Do you? Do you have I know you're a Seattle Seahawks fan when it comes to football, which is terrible. But do you have a sports team for baseball? Are you a team you dig?
The Boston Red Sox.
Oh, my God.
All you do is...
How did we hire you?
All right.
I just don't understand this. All right. Well, obviously, I hate the Red Sox because I'm a New York Yankee fan.
Okay.
Now, I mean, just one of those things, you just kind of hate that team, and that's that. But my mom was a New York sports fan ever since I was a kid. I've been a Yankee fan since I was little. Last night, I thought the Yanks were going up 3-0 over the Cleveland Guardians. In fact, they were a strike away when this happened.
Yankees a strike away. Thomas drills one into deep left center field. Judge is on the run. He looks up. It's off the top of the 19-foot wall. Tying run will come to the plate once again. Oh my goodness! Big Christmas has tied it. John Kinsey, no out.
No, just not good.
The biggest swing of his life. 2 outs. Bottom of the 10th. Fry, deep drive, left field. Fry's watching. It is a walk-off home run. David Fry.
Losing in extras.
The Cleveland Knight.
I don't feel bad for you.
Well, why would you? I get it. If it happened to Boston, I wouldn't feel bad for you. I understand.
So the final score was 7-5.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Obviously, I didn't watch it. Game 4 of the ALCS is tonight in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
The NLCS also resumes this afternoon in New York with the Dodgers up 3-1 over the Mets.
Now, no worries, though. It was not a lost sports night for me. The New York Rangers won 5-2, but I know that come playoff time, they too will let me down.
The following rant may cause you to pull your hair out, scream at the radio, punch the dashboard. Complaints should be addressed to loudmouthyambag at rock107.com.
I'm Rock 107's Prospector, and here's what's got me jacked. I was watching a baseball game on TV the other day, and one of the announcers started talking about the shadows on the field because, God forbid, we see a baseball game while the sun is up and some yambag former player doesn't start a dissertation on the shadows. So anyway, the announcer is yammering on about the shadows when he drops this little nugget of stupidity on us. And I'm quoting here. We all know the Earth is revolving around the sun, and that's why we get shadows later in the day. Wrong! Somewhere there's an earth science teacher face-palming themselves right now. Sorry, but while yes, the Earth does revolve around the sun, that is not why we get shadows. The Earth's rotation on its axis is what causes shadows, you yambag. That's why we have a sundial and not a sun calendar. Sorry, if you're going to say this stuff on TV, get it right. I'm Prospector. I'm for the people. Who's with me? I gotta go crazy, man.
Ever see the crazy guy screaming at the wall outside the Times building?
Where does this rage come from, my son?
Tweet us with #IFoundProspector and we'll come and get him. Prospector. Mornings on Rock 107. Ladies and gentlemen, grab the kids, call your neighbors, and gather around the radio.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Yam Bag of the Week, as decided by you at rock107.com.
We uncover the most baffling, ridiculous, pathetic, cockeyed, laughable, preposterous blunders in the world of misdeeds. Nominee number 1.
The police spend too much of their time dealing with drug abusers, but thankfully some druggies are helping cops be more efficient. Tuesday night last week, police officers in Portland, Oregon stopped a man and a woman in their late 30s driving a stolen car. They searched the vehicle. They found cash, a loaded revolver, scales, and drugs, including more than 10 grams of fentanyl and meth. The drugs were easy to spot because they were inside a bag that read, "Definitely not a bag full of drugs." The man faces charges for delivery of meth, unlawful possession of meth, unauthorized use of a vehicle, and possession of a stolen vehicle. Prosecutors haven't brought charges against the woman as of now.
Nominee number 2.
These people are not only stupid criminals, they're stupid business people. A couple in Louisiana was arrested after their vehicle was repossessed and drugs and a gun were discovered inside. Now, it wasn't a personal stash. Detectives found more than 9 pounds of marijuana, 18 grams of mushrooms and ecstasy pills. There are also packaging materials for street drug distribution and a semi-automatic handgun. They were arrested when they showed up at the storage yard to retrieve their personal belongings. They're facing multiple drug and gun-related charges. So not only did they blow their car payment money on a massive drug supply, they also failed to make enough money selling the drugs to make those payments. And then they stored their inventory in the car that was at the risk of being repossessed.
Nominee number 3.
Many police officers in Florida wear sunglasses to protect their eyes from the sun, but they can also come in handy when dealing with idiots. Police in Florida were called to a report of an explosion and smoke Monday night. When they got there, they encountered a 39-year-old man, Joseph Morrison, who was yelling at them from his backyard. He came out front armed with a handheld flamethrower and pointed it at the police. Cops had their guns drawn, but Joseph would not put it down. He was so close to them that one of the cops just reached out and yanked the flamethrower away from him. He retreated to his house, and when he came back out, he tried to blind an officer with his flashlight. Joseph was tased and taken into custody. He was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and resisting an officer.
And the winner is
the couple whose drug dealing inventory was found when their car was repossessed. You're the Yam Bags of the Week. Stay tuned Monday morning for a whole new crop of nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day right here on Rock 107. Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app. A free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.